We will start by defining the domain of the boundary value problem. In this case, that is the fluid region inside of the artery. With Workbench open, start by dragging fluid flow fluent into the project schematic. Rename this artery flow to help with organization. Next, make sure you have downloaded the BIF artery step file from the project page and saved it in an accessible folder. Once we have done that, we can add the geometry to the project by right-clicking on geometry, hovering over import, and selecting browse. We can then navigate to where the geometry file is saved, select it, and click Open. We can see this adds a check mark next to geometry in the project page. With the file added, we can open it in Discovery by double-clicking on it in the project schematic. Once Discovery opens, we should see the artery geometry in the window. We can rotate the model to view it using the middle mouse button. It appears that the geometry was imported correctly. This shape represents the area inside of the artery where blood will flow. The Fluent interface does not allow us to click on boundaries to apply the desired boundary conditions. This means we need to set up the locations on which these conditions will be applied now. We can do this using named selections. Start by selecting the Named Selection tool on the bottom right of the Discovery interface. If there are currently any selections in the list, right-click on it and select Delete. Next, navigate and select the large circular face before the fork. Click on it, and in the Name Selection window, click New. Name this Inlet. Next, use the middle mouse button to navigate to the other side of the artery. Select the large circular face after the fork. Click New. And name this Outlet 1. Similarly, select the remaining circular face, click New, and name it Outlet 2. We have now set up all of the inlets and outlets for our model. To define the outer walls of the artery, we want to select all remaining faces. We can do this by right-clicking away from the geometry in the window and under Select, pick Select All. We can see that this selects all faces of the geometry, but we do not want to include the already chosen inlets and outlets. hold Control on your keyboard and left click on these faces to deselect them. You may have to release the Control button to rotate around the object, but make sure you press it again before clicking the final face. With the inlets and outlets deselected, we can again click New in the Name Selection window and name this Wall. This adds all of the necessary name selections to our model. With the geometry correctly imported and the name selections applied, we can close Discovery. Back in the Workbench interface, make sure to save the project to a desired location.